Hi everyone! Today we're going to be talking about assessing sources through evaluating credibility and uncovering bias. You may be tempted to use the first source that pops up in your Google search, but it's a good thing to keep in mind that not all information is good information. And to be a responsible scholar and human being, we need to look at your sources through a critical lens. There are a number of points to consider in assessing sources that you may encounter. First is authority. I've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. You need to go to the right place for the right information. When you have a problem with your car, you go to the mechanic. When you have a health issue, you go to the doctor. A dentist specializes in teeth, and a pastor specializes in spiritual guidance. You don't consult one for the other's area of expertise. Just because someone has an advanced degree doesn't mean they know about things outside of their field. So, for example, I have a PhD in English, which prepared me for and qualified me to teach you all about literature and about writing, but I'm not the person to come to when you're trying to make financial investments or trying to design a fire sprinkler system. So, when we're looking for information, it's incredibly important to critically assess your sources to determine if the person or place you're getting the information from is even qualified to be giving the information, and then if the information is actually good and trustworthy. Second, accuracy and reliability. How true is the information? Where does it come from? Is it supported by evidence that was gathered in a scientifically responsible way? If you're researching about nutrition, but the study was funded by Coca-Cola, you might have a conflict of interest there. Can the information be verified elsewhere? Consider what biases the author or the website might have. How objective is the content? What agenda may it have? All important things to consider when thinking about accuracy and reliability. Third, we have timeliness or currency. When was the source written? For scientific discoveries or ongoing situations, you're going to want to have the most recent information. But for sources about ancient history, whether that means early civilizations or 100 years ago to you, you can probably rely on information written over a broader range of time. And the last point that I want to touch on is purpose. You have to consider the purpose of the source and the intended audience. A scholarly article is geared at academic researchers, whereas a listicle is geared towards the general public. Newspapers are meant to provide information, while advertisements are meant to sell you something, right? So think critically about what rhetorical strategies or devices these sources are using in order to appeal to their particular audience. There are a lot of things to consider when assessing a source, but this should give you a quick overview of the points to consider.